Saturday real estate weekend roundup, live with Billy and Glenn around the grounds. Stay tuned. We're going to tell you the facts, the figures, and the feelings. Another Saturday in real estate. Good afternoon, Sarge.
Yeah, I was looking down at my phone. Lots of messages coming in. Lots of messages.
How was your day?
I think it was 6 opens today, and 10s were about one property had 14. A couple of properties went under contract, so busy 24 hours actually. It's been good.
It's been 10s only season.
10s only season.
With averaging 10 groups per open home.
10s only season sorted.
It's been busy. So I think the average between our on the market opens was about 10. 5 to 10 in the pre-market opens. Overall, really good numbers through the doors today, and quite a few familiar faces. I'm finding a lot of buyers at the moment that I'm seeing a property for $1 million are also popping through the door, even at 1.2, 1.3 million. Yeah,
I think buyers always have two budgets, Billy. They have self-imposed, I only want to spend this much.
Yep.
And they have bank-imposed, what the bank will lend me. And it's interesting. Sometimes the bank-imposed figure, they pay more. They get help from friends and family.
Yep.
And sometimes the self-imposed figure, they go over because they were able to borrow more, but they only wanted to stick to an amount.
Yep.
And sometimes they go under both those figures and get something that might be a compromise, or they just feel more comfortable with repayment. So very, very interesting. Yeah, a lot of familiar faces. I've had a run of one bedrooms. The small fish are always the sweetest. So I see the same people. And someone said, why do they always give you the small properties? And I said, yeah, it just doesn't make sense. I make them look even smaller. That's that guy from New York.
Yeah.
He was quite interested in your property across the road. So
yeah,
lovely guy. I could talk to him for hours.
Yeah, absolutely. But busy opens, and I do love the fact that we're representing properties at the moment from near 20 million through to 600,000, which is great.
Yeah, one-stop shop. Definitely. Listing. What did you like? What did you like looking at this week, Billy?
I'm going to blow my own trumpet here, Glenn.
Oh, really?
My favourite was probably the one that's come on in Hawkesbury Avenue.
Oh.
Actually, I will revoke and say I've got two favourites.
A
beautiful home up in a beautiful one up in Belrose as well, from Team Lisa. Novak.
Yeah. Look, it's hard to go past. Lisa's got one on Ferry Bower.
Yeah.
The Bower and Ferry Bower, which is iconic. Those not new to Sydney, check it out on our website. It's probably the best position on the Northern Beaches and in Manly.
Yeah.
But the one in Belrose we had a look at, for me, that even though I'm a bit beach-centric, I'm only 600, 700 metres from the beach, that would be maybe 15, 20-minute drive.
Yeah.
Just amazing home. Set on 3,000 square metres. I think the house is all up around 2,000 square metres. Is that right? Or am I getting it wrong?
Well, yeah, the block's just under 3,000 square metres, built in 2006. And I like the fact that it's reasonably single level.
Yeah.
You don't see many homes like that.
I think it had a 4-car a garage, terrazzo floor, very similar to some of the properties I used to see in Elwood, where you could, I don't know, the flooring in the garage is as good as most people's apartments or houses. And then everything is just so considered in this property. Faces due north, looking over the national park, has an actual creek run through it. That's all the rock work around that. So that runs down to the waterfall in the natural park.
Yes.
That's a really, really special one. Really hard to price.
Sorry?
Yeah, wow. Really, really hard. It's a week's gone by already. Yeah. What did you do last week? Really, really hard one to price, but beautiful property. Now, the sale of the week, Billy, Give us your solo trumpet blowing.
Well,
Blow that bugle, Billy.
I will say it's probably a Novak special. See it on Friday, sold by Sunday. We had a 24-hour turnaround on a great near 2-bedroom apartment in DY Parade. Buyer came through with the team Friday morning, had everything pretty much ready to exchange by Saturday, and we were nearly pretty much sold by Sunday, Glenn.
Yeah, look, once again, teamwork. The buyer looked at another property and it just wasn't large enough, and this one was coming to market probably in a week or so on all the portals, but the buyer was able to buy it, and for a really strong price. Billy and I sort of priced that one, and we're very bullish on the price.
Yep.
The owner had a little bit of time, so we suggested plan A. We always like to have a couple of plans when we're selling the property, not just our plan A would be pre-market. It's hard to call it off-market when you have a signboard, you have 1 million social media hits on it, you may put it on domain, we may drop 5,000 drop cards in the local area. If you don't know DY, there's about 11,000 units around that walking distance from that property.
Yeah.
So 5,000 drop cards, it's pretty close. We get the team through.
Yes.
Team inspection, and bingo, bango, bongo, Billy's playing a trumpet solo.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Teamwork's where it makes the dream work.
But great result.
But that was a really, really good result. And look, the upside for the vendor, look, they saved a bit on marketing. The upside for the purchaser, even though they paid a really, really strong price, like to buy a property before we expose it to the market, it's a bit like taking a pre-auction offer.
Yeah.
You have to be really sure that that's a good price.
Yes.
But the buyer got it without the stress and was able to work at their own pace to get the deal done. So a win-win for everyone. There is a saying, in real estate, if you don't show 100% of the buyers the property, how do you know you got 100% of the price? But when we're selling units and there's about it could be 600 units sold in DY a year.
Calendar month.
And not a calendar month, but in a year. And then we get a pretty good idea of what properties are worth. This was the 4th sale of the same floor plan since October. No, 5th sale since May of last year.
Yeah.
So one might be a bit higher. They all face the same way. So job well done, team Lisa Novak with Anthony and team Billy and Glen.
And your favourite of the week?
Look, I really like those pre-market sales. I sort of started real estate. I was in a program, the German program, not the German program. I wasn't bombing Britain, guys, but I'm Billy's grandmother. But no, and we were, sort of different ideas on marketing that we marketed the agency, and then people came to the agency to see what we had and went out. I then went and owned an LJ Hooker franchise for 13 years when Hookers was really quite pro-auction. So I've seen a bit of both, but I do like those sales. I think there's real benefits for both the seller and the buyer.
All things rental market.
Oh, rent.
What are you seeing out there, Glenn?
Well, every week we say, it's busy, gee. But this week, whilst being incredibly busy in our property management team, a skilled ninja team of property managers led by the purple bandit herself, Brunka. I don't know why I said that. But look, they put on about 20 new properties. So when asked about it at our staff meeting the other day, the whole, with our staff meetings too, we don't break down into teams or departments. We all meet together and communicate, and everyone's across every part of the business. And Mark and Lisa include us a lot in the business as well. It's a real collective team here. They said they had 20 new managements coming up, and it was a mixture of tenants buying properties, which is great to hear, for both the tenant and us.
Yep.
And also it was, people just finding the rental market a bit hard. Some people going home, some people moving in with family to get away from it.
Yeah.
So I think there's a few more properties coming up.
Still busy, still things moving certainly, but nice to have a little bit more choice.
I'll tell you another sale I really like. Billy, start your solo. Billy sold one off the plan across the road from us in Dilmar Parade, and we're looking at it, not knowing that you can't see where we're looking, but that's another story. But Billy sold one there. Can you break that down? Can you unpack that a little bit, Billy?
Let me unpack it for you, Glenn. The buyer actually came from a family member that we've sold for a couple of times and look after them in terms of investments as well. Looking at trying to get into a first home, but not quite ready to pay a mortgage. Now, I know that sounds a little bit back to front, but the reason being is they're moving back from Newcastle back to Sydney in about a year or two's time once they finish their studies. So this is a nice way for them to get a foot in the door, enjoy the capital growth of their first property, given it's quite an exciting next 2 years. And when they get back to Sydney, the property will be ready, based on the builder's timeline, and that's when they're, coordinate a move in. But really good result, 1 bedroom, really premium product, and this is on Delmar Parade in DY, and they're starting from about 810,000.
That's a really interesting point you made, Billy. Sometimes lightning does strike. So you could be a buyer who has a deposit. You're living at home.
Yep.
Do you have to pay? What's the stamp duty date on these ones? Is it deferred?
They're generally about 3 months after exchange.
Okay. So it's a little bit longer than a 6-week settlement.
Yeah.
And subsequently, if you're sort of living at home, you've been working for a few years, and you have a 5 or a 10% deposit.
Yeah.
This is where off the plan's really good for you. So you can secure a price today.
Yep.
You're speculating a little bit that the prices will go up, but let's just look at what causes prices to go up. Supply, record immigration, record population growth.
Yeah.
Demand, as interest rates looks like they're on a cycle of, they haven't gone up, so they're going to come down.
Yeah.
Look, it could be a really good time. You could find that these are 2 to 3 year completion. You put your deposit up, pay your stamp duty. What do I get? I'm still living at home.
Yeah.
On that 800,000, you can find by the time you move in, that's worth 880.
Yeah.
So you've seen 10% appreciation. Also, you might have saved another 20,000.
Well, we do find people making incredible savings. The difference between buying off the plan and being able to walk through your property at the end of the project can be on the average about 10-15%. So that's the same block, but it's the difference in buying in different stages. So if you're stage 1, where the developer's looking for pre-sales, then they generally encourage and reward the buyers to get in early on. And therefore give the best discounted prices. But moving through to stage 3, as soon as you can walk through your property, the prices do tend to change.
Yeah, and the market changes. So we're really looking at the market going up. I think if you were to read 10 articles in the next 3 years, they'll say that the prices will be 9 out of the 10 would say the prices will be higher.
Yeah.
It might be a really good way to build a bit more equity into your first property, other than just the 10%. And if you really knuckle down and keep saving over that time, too, if you've got alternate accommodation, look, you could turn around, say a property's worth 800,000, 80,000 deposit, it goes up 80,000, that's 160. You save 40, you've now got 200,000 equity in a property that you would only have 80,000.
Yeah.
So it's starting to look pretty good for you if you want to go into your next one.
But I think that's the barbecue bits topic of the segment, Glenn.
Well, we've gone through that. Yeah.
Topic around the barbecue this afternoon. Certainly alternate buying options.
To buy off the plan or not to buy off the plan, that is the question.
That is the question.
Asked probably by Shakespeare.
And what are you doing this afternoon, guys?
Oh, mate, I'm a little bit knackered, Billy. I've sort of I worked over Easter a little bit. I did manage to eat Easter eggs, as everyone can see, but I'll probably just have an easy one. There's the Manly Surfing Festival down at Manly. Izzy's surfing in that. My wife and her will be up at about 5:30 going down there. I shan't be doing that. Going to do some admin for some sales that were made today. So, and yourself, Billy?
I'm yet to decide, but tomorrow will be a couple of Sunday specials in the morning and beach in the afternoon.
Oh, Billy, sun's out, guns out, Billy. Well, what beach are you going to, in case the fans want to see you in your splendour, Billy?
I've been spending my time at freshwater lately, and some really big surf coming through, Glenn.
Yeah, there is. It's quite unusual to have. I've had about 4 to 5 days of constant swell, which a lot of the surfers have been enjoying. Billy, be careful out there. Don't test yourself too much, because freshwater is a very safe beach, but it can get a large wave, can hold a large wave. So always safety first.
Always, guys. Well, enjoy your Saturday, enjoy your Sunday, and we're around tomorrow. If you need us, give us a buzz. Signing out. See ya.